Hey guys, welcome to Brothers of the Woods Outdoors.
And up this week, we're going to head to Tyler County, West Virginia with you, Jim Davis. And it's going to be a self-filmed hunt, buddy, and I know those are not easy.
Well, we started off our season as usual with our good friend Gary Shepard in Jackson County, West Virginia. As you know, Dave and I take turns on the camera and the gun, and Dave was on the gun and I was on the camera this year. Well, Gary got us off to a quick start on the second day. On a cold, snowy morning, he was able to take a nice gobbler. Then on day 3, David was able to take a nice gobbler himself, and then I was back on the gun on day 4, but we just couldn't put all the pieces of the puzzle together. The first Friday, I headed over to the farm in the evening after work and tried to roost one, and I owl hooted and I could not raise a gobble anywhere. I had my binoculars with me and I was kind of scanning the trees up there, and I did see a turkey in a tree. I could not tell whether it was a gobbler or a hen or not, but that was all I had to go on. So I said, man, that's my play. So the next morning I got tucked in there nice and early, made my tree yelps, and I did not hear a gobble. And not only did I not hear a gobble on that flat, I didn't hear a gobble as far as I could hear. I could not believe it. So I'm just sitting there trying to think of what I'm going to do, and I just happened to look out through the woods and I caught movement. Well, as these gobblers started to get closer, I realized that the first 2 gobblers were jakes. I looked out through the woods behind them and I could see a strutter coming. I thought, okay, here we go. And boy, it wasn't long when I could see the extended feathers on the back of that jake fan, and I was like, man, that's another jake. So man, I was very disappointed at this point. But I was just happy to see turkeys, to tell you the truth. So I said I'm going to just sit there and bring them in and watch as they interact with the decoys, and then make a plan from there.
When it comes to business, we all have areas of specialty, but there are times when we need guidance. We need someone to come along and show us the most creative and environmentally safe way to navigate our engineering challenges. That's where we come in. CEC stands for Civil and Environmental Consultants. You show us the problem, we'll provide you with the solution. Visit wearecec.com. Big firm capabilities, small firm culture.
It's not easy to capture a coyote or take down a turkey. It's not easy to bag your first buck, but it's super easy to buy your next big Ram truck. At Country Club Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, hunting for a new vehicle is no hassle. Shop online or take an easy drive to an all-new buying experience at our all-new dealership. At Country Club, we're easy to talk to, easy to deal, and easy on your budget. So hunt where the deals are running. Country Club Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 19 South, Clarksburg. Why would you want to hunt anywhere else?
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Call State Farm Agent Brad Wilt at 304-873-2806 today.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan with Johnson's Wildlife Taxidermy Studio. We're located in Grafton, West Virginia. I'd appreciate it if you would consider us for all your taxidermy needs. Safe hunting and God bless.
Brothers of the Woods Outdoors is brought to you by Country Club Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. So week 1 has come and gone, and week 2 has come and gone, and I still don't have a gobbler on the ground, and I'm not having any activity in the areas that I normally have multiple gobblers in. So I'm racking my brain trying to think about where I'm going to go hunting, and I remember my buddy Kevin Goff calling me the last couple of years and inviting me to his farm to hunt. Well, you know, normally I'm tagged out in the first couple of weeks, and I really never had an opportunity to go, so I thought now's my opportunity. So I gave Kevin a call, and he said, hey man, sure, come up. So I loaded up the truck and I headed to Tyler County. When I got there, Kevin and I rode around on this side by side. He kind of gave me an idea of the property lines and everything, and I just couldn't wait for daylight the next morning. Well, it didn't take long and I heard my first gobble, and I packed up my gear and I headed that way. But as I was getting closer and closer, I was watching my Onyx Hunt app, and I realized that this gobbler was not on Kevin's property. So as disappointing as that was, I turned around and I headed back out to the meadows, and I called and I walked and I called, and I just couldn't strike a gobble. So then I remembered Kevin telling me that he'd heard several behind his house. So, I said, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to take the long hike and I'm going to head back toward his house. And I'm glad I did.
All right, guys, here's the deal. I was walking back towards Kevin's house. He'd said he heard some behind his house gobbling. I've been down in this big meadow down here all morning. Had one goblin work too far, but one just gobbled right up here. I snuck up to the edge. There's about, there's at least 3 or 4 of them. Right up here in the corner of this field. I can't get up there and get set up, so I'm going to have to go through this thicket here and try to get above them here and call them in.
Turkey hunting's based on a game of decisions, based on years of experience. You got good ones and you got bad ones, and I knew there was no way I was going to make it to the top of that ridge and get set up and call those birds in and kill them without getting busted. So I surveyed the area real quick, and I looked up to my right there along the tram road, and I saw a big tree about 80 yards up. I thought, man, if I can get to that tree, I got a chance. So I eased quietly and as quickly as I could up through the woods there, and I got to the base of that tree and just started to slide in there, and I looked down, and they was already standing in the tram road right where I was standing when I walked up through there. So I kind of melted into that tree. I quietly and as slowly as possible got my camera gear set up, got my gun on me. I still had the decoys over my shoulder, didn't even have my gloves on, and it was game time.
Boy, Jim, what a beautiful sight that was, having all those gobblers and hens out there in front of you, buddy.
I tell you, the way this hunt's unfolding, it could turn out to be one of my most exciting self-film hunts ever.
But up first is this week's tip of the week.
Hey guys, Eli Gang here at Brothers of the Woods Outdoors. And for this week's tip, we're going to head to the field with Pro Staff member Gary Shepard, and he's going to give you a tip that can definitely help the turkey population in your area.
Okay, well here we are. First week of February, you know, deer season's long gone, and I'm just thinking about turkey hunting now. Can't wait to get out there and chase the turkeys, but you know, there's a lot of talk about turkey populations, declining populations about everywhere, and you know, it's easy to sit around and just, you know, talk about it, but I just thought I was going to get off the couch and get out and get some exercise and maybe try to do something about it here on my property anyway. So I bought 4 of these dog-proof coon traps. They're inexpensive and they're super easy to set, and you can catch a coon on about anything that has a strong odor, whether it's good odor or bad odor, I think. And you know, I use cat food, I use marshmallows, I use even catfish bait I've caught them on. So they're super easy to set. I attach them to a tree with a cable, set my trap, put some bait in it, put some bait on the ground, and you know, just try to check them every day, and that's about all there is to it really. But you can make a difference. I mean, every coon, every possum, skunk, whatever you can take off your property is going to help the turkeys down the road. So just a tip, it might help you stay in shape a little bit during the winter while you're helping your turkeys.
And I'm Eli Gang, and that is your CEC tip of the week.
Hi, I'm Joe Arpaio. Here's the question: should you list your property or sell it? Let's face it, when you list your property, if or when it sells is out of your control. At Joe Arpaio, we'll have your property under contract in 6 weeks or less. We don't just list your property, we sell it.
Call Joe Arpaio to pick the date your property sells. You're in charge. Call Joe Arpaio today at 855-JOE-WILL. That's 855-JOE-WILL. Joe will sell it.
2 wheels of 4. The fun starts here at RG's.
RG has a complete selection of new Yamaha ATVs and side-by-sides to get you to the hunt. Our experienced team will help you get outdoors on the model that best fits your needs today. The business office can provide you easy payments to fit your budget. RG has a fully stocked accessories to customize your ride. The fully trained service team is here to maintain your Yamaha and keep it in top running condition. RG Motorsports in Bridgeport has been serving our community for 60 years. The fun starts here at RG.
When it comes to business, we all have areas of specialty, but there are times when we need guidance. We need someone to come along and show us the most creative and environmentally safe way to navigate our engineering challenges. That's where we come in. CEC stands for Civil and Environmental Consultants. You show us the problem, we'll provide you with the solution. Visit wearecec.com. Big firm capabilities, small firm culture.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan with Johnson's Wildlife Taxidermy Studio. We're located in Grafton, West Virginia. I'd appreciate it if you would consider us for all your taxidermy needs. Safe hunting and God bless.
Hey, if you'd like to follow along with the Brothers of the Woods Outdoors team throughout the entire year, be sure to check us out on all our social media outlets. Brothers of the Woods Outdoors is brought to you by Country Club Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Now to this point, I haven't even made a call. I'm just observing them, and I'm hoping they're going to work their way up towards me and not walk down that road that I walked up earlier. Well, just as I thought, the hens start walking down that road that I come up earlier, and the gobblers were going to follow them. So I broke out my sleigh call and I started making some calls, and that really got the gobblers fired up. Well, it didn't take long and I had those hens fired up. They did not like the fact that I was there, and they eased their way back up into the road, and they walked by and they were headed my way, and the gobblers were following right behind them.
It's not easy to capture a coyote or take down a turkey. It's not easy to bag your first buck, but it's super easy to buy your next big Ram truck. At Country Club Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, hunting for a new vehicle is no hassle. Shop online or take an easy drive to an all-new buying experience at our all-new dealership. At Country Club, we're easy to talk to, easy to deal, and easy on your budget. So hunt where the deals are running. Country Club Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 19 South, Clarksburg. Why would you want to hunt anywhere else?
2 wheels of 4, the fun starts here at RG's.
RG has a complete selection of new Yamaha ATVs and side-by-sides to get you to the hunt. Our experienced team will help you get outdoors on the model that best fits your needs today. The business office can provide you easy payments to fit your budget. RG has a fully stocked accessories to customize your ride. The fully trained service team is here to maintain your Yamaha and keep it in top running condition. RG Motorsports in Bridgeport has been serving our community for 60 years. The fun starts here at RG.
When it comes to business, we all have areas of specialty, but there are times when we need guidance. We need someone to come along and show us the most creative and environmentally safe way to navigate our engineering challenges. That's where we come in. CEC stands for Civil and Environmental Consultants. You show us the problem, we'll provide you with the solution. Visit wearecec.com. Big firm capabilities, small firm culture.
Call State Farm Agent Brad Wilt at 304-873-2806 today. Brothers of the Woods Outdoors is brought to you by Country Club Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and these fine sponsors. Closed captioning has been brought to you by Civil and Environmental Consultants Incorporated.
Thank you, Lord.
Man, what a beautiful morning in the hardwoods of West Virginia, and I can tell you that this bird wouldn't be possible without my good buddy Kevin Goff inviting me up to his farm here in Taylor County. I came up last night. We tried to roost one. It was too windy, so I went in blind this morning. He kind of gave me a tour of the area. First time I've ever been here. So I set up this morning, and I had one gobble on the roost. It just didn't work out. That was the only turkey I heard, so I started to walk back out of this big field down here and come up to the top of the ridge here, and was going to do some calling up here, and one gobbled right down over the hill. Just as I was getting ready to top the hill, I said, "Thank you, Lord, for that gobble," because that put me on him. I snuck up to the top and looked out through there, and I saw 8 or 10 of them out there, 2 or 3 strutters. I said, oh boy, here we go. Well, I knew I couldn't set up there, so I had to back down the hill. I got through a bunch of greenbriers there, and I went up this tram road right here and got on a tree. And man, by the time I got to that tree, they were already standing in the road about, I don't know, 85 to 100 yards in front of me. I didn't even take my decoys off my back. I didn't have my gloves on. I just barely got my mask put up and my camera on and my gun ready, and it was game time. They stayed down there for a long time, and I was hoping they wasn't going to walk down that road that I just walked up where I saw them, and sure enough, they looked like they were starting to break down over that hill. So I broke out my slate call, my Hardy slate call, made the sweetest little yelps I could make on it, and man, got them fired up, and the hens got fired up, and next thing you know, buddy, up the hill they came, and they disappeared for a second, and then they popped back out. When they popped back out, I was looking for that strutter. Well, there were so many of them coming through there, I couldn't tell which one he was, and then when he got out in the road, he popped back into strut. I said, well, right there he is, and he's definitely in gun range now. The old Apex wouldn't have no trouble with him there. And, you know, he was on the left side of the tree, and as he started to walk out, I looked at my viewfinder, and I could see his head on the side of the tree. I couldn't see him with my eyes, but I knew his head was on film. I said, all right, as soon as he steps out and I can see his head, I'm going to put the smack down on him, and bam, I shot him and dropped him, and the birds scattered everywhere. And I tell you what, it was a great self-film hunt. What an exciting hunt. Thank you, dear Lord, for this gobbler right here, because I needed it. We're late into the season. And thank you very much for watching Brothers of the Woods Outdoors.
Boy, Jim, I just got to pat you on the back, buddy. That was one awesome self-filmed hunt.
I can tell you what, there were some intense moments for sure.
I'm sure there was, buddy. And up next week, we have 3 exciting hunts lined up for you. First, we're going to head out with Pro Staff member Andy Roush, and he's going to take a good buddy who kills a big gobbler. Then we have 2 exciting youth hunts. First, Aiden Compton, and then Brody Ewing.
Hey, in the meantime, be sure to follow along with us on our Facebook and Instagram page. Subscribe to our YouTube and Carbon TV channels where you can watch our hunts anytime.
And as always, thank you for watching Brothers of the Woods Outdoors.